Where are movies headed? We continue to see lots of films coming out at the cinema, not doing very well at the box office, flopping. People getting fed up of going to the cinema now. It's expensive. They'd rather watch films at home. But what can be done about this, and what things lie in the future for watching movies? Let's talk about it today in the video. So welcome back everyone, and if you're new here, my name is Matt, and this channel is all about movies and TV, talking about physical media, special editions, 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, and we talk about the world of cinema, have a look at equipment, and talk about films, movies, cinema, all this kind of stuff. So if you like this sort of a thing, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I'll pop up a QR code. You can scan that if you're watching this on the television, or if you're watching it on a tablet or mobile phone or on a computer, hit that subscribe button down below. Come and join the channel. There's a wealth of playlists, and there's a playlist that I'll leave at the end of the video that you can click on, which is chats and podcasts, so you can go and find some more chats that I do around physical media and the world of movie and TV entertainment. So let's get on with the subject. So where are movies headed? Well, I think we are in agreement, a lot of us, that a lot of the films that are coming out now are very disposable. I've sort of talked about this on the channel before. We have a lot of streaming sites now, so there's a lot more films being made, kind of churned out almost on a conveyor belt. And a lot of these films are very forgettable. We're even watching sort of stuff that's got some big stars in, and not very good. I mean, I watched one, or tried to watch a film last night. It was on Amazon, and it had Clint Eastwood's son in it, and still Sylvester Stallone, and it was rubbish. I turned off after about 50 minutes, didn't get to the end of it. Just dull and boring, which is a shame, because Stallone's made some fantastic films in his career, but this was just dull and boring. So how can the movie studios draw people back into the cinema? Now, Jurassic Park Rebirth came out this year, and I think it was mixed reviews on that film. It had some dumb writing in it, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun film. It was entertaining, and I do think we're finding a lot of films now are just entertaining. Yes, they're forgettable. Yes, they haven't got very good characters in them, but they are bringing people to the cinema, which is important for the industry. But how can they increase on that? How can they get more people back to the cinema, away from streaming sites, away from the home? We can access far more equipment now. You can build your own cinemas, theatre rooms in the US. I see a lot of Americans having these wonderful cinema rooms, and people in the UK, and I'm sure in Europe as well, can build these if you have the money. But a lot of people aren't in that position, and they just have their television. So we did go through a phase back in the sort of 2009 to sort of 2015 era, where they tried to bring in a different type of experience, and that was 3D Blu-ray. And we still get the odd title now. They're still bringing out 3D films in the cinema, but they're generally not available for the home viewing. Now, 3D didn't really take off, certainly in the UK. I think a lot of people don't like the idea of having to wear glasses to go to the cinema. They'd just rather watch a film with their family, friends, partner, um, without having the need to be wearing sort of glasses on top of prescription glasses, or just people that don't feel comfortable wearing glasses. A lot of people like to wear contacts, this kind of a thing. So I think that's kind of put people off of the 3D experience. Now, for myself, I still enjoy 3D. I'm lucky that I have the capability in my home to watch 3D on a 3D projector, and I can project that onto my 84-inch screen. So I'm very, very lucky in that regard that I'm able to do that. Now, people did have 3D TVs. They've stopped being manufactured now, but you can still get them on the second-hand market. And I'm sure there's people that still have fully working 3D televisions in their home setup. So, if they still like to watch the 3D films, you've got that option there. But I think for the majority of people, they're not really that bothered about 3D, hence why it's kind of sort of, died a death. James Cameron is still very much wanting 3D as the way to watch films. His Avatar films are still being released in 3D, both at the cinema and on physical media. He's probably the only director now that is still wanting that format to be produced. And I guess because of his connections and, just his sheer sort of box office draw, he's able to do that. He's able to get the manufacturers to produce the Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-rays and the 4Ks for home entertainment. Now, there's also the option of VR, which generally is sort of for gamers, but I know Apple have brought out their headset, and there's various other manufacturers that have done this as well. And again, I think it appeals to a niche market, but I don't think it's been as popular maybe as what they thought it might be. Again, I think people don't really want to have to put like this headset thing on. You look a bit silly. It's kind of, rather than it being a shared experience, it's very much a sort of experience for yourself. And us as humans, I think we like shared experiences. We like to go to the cinema, or we like to go out for meals, and we like to socialise. We are social creatures. So how can the cinemas now, with the decline of 3D, probably don't really think that the VR sort of kind of thing, going into a cinema and sitting there with a headset on, would really work either. It may work in the home. I guess if you live on your own or that kind of thing, it might be of use to you. But me personally, it's not something that really interests me. And like I say, I think maybe some people see it as a bit of a novelty thing. But you see a lot of these sort of headsets secondhand now, certainly in the CEX stores. But yeah, so yeah, how can the cinemas draw people back to watch films? Let's discuss this in the next part of the video. So they're coming up with new ways of sort of producing different experiences for the cinema, and I do think the way forward for the cinema to survive is very much an experience based thing. They're obviously introducing bars and restaurants and this kind of a thing, so that you can go and have a sort of a nice meal out, socialise with your friends and family, and then go and watch a film. But companies are going a stage further. The likes of Cineworld create 4DX, and there's Dolby Cinema, which I think is available in America. We're also getting more and more IMAX screens now as well, so you're getting a bigger screen. So certain films, certainly like Christopher Nolan, who shoots a lot of his films on IMAX, incredibly expensive to do, but fantastic images that are produced on these IMAX cameras, huge sort of screens that you can really be sort of immersed in. And the next thing that we're now seeing, and it's kind of sort of being shown in America, is what's called shared reality. It's kind of in Las Vegas, there's the Globe, which is that huge dome, and I think there are various other sort of similar, sort of smaller domes scattered throughout America now, where you can have these shared reality experiences. And what's inspired me to do this video is, and I'll leave a link below, I watched a video about a Matrix shared reality experience, which has come out in Los Angeles, I believe. And if you watch the video, it shows what they've done is they've incorporated the Matrix film into this shared reality with extra sort of effects, which you go into a room and it's like a screen that almost envelops around you, and giving you that more immersive feel to things. But rather than it being sort of like a 3D experience that you would experience on your own, you're being able to share this with, you know, people that you're going with, friends and family, loved ones, and this kind of thing. So it's could be something that could be quite big, I think, going forward. There are issues with this Matrix sort of inspired event. It's not been specifically obviously made for it, but they could like develop films with this intent, and create these sort of immersive experiences. It's also got the potential for sports as well. People could go and watch football games, the Olympics, all sorts of different sports that could be watched in a sort of globe area or a shared experience area. There's also sort of the possibility of sort of concerts. I mean, when you go to a concert, yeah, you see the people on the stage, but they might be like tiny from because you're so far back. But if they created like a sort of wraparound screen which enveloped and brought the audience in, it would be far more of a sort of shared experience, sort of creating a sort of almost like a virtual sort of experience. And certainly from the movie's point of view, I think it's got a lot of potential to it. So yeah, I think the cinema experience needs to evolve. It needs to change. We may see some cinemas close, but I do think that if these sort of immersive experiences, shared immersive experiences, can be sort of realised, I think there's a huge amount of potential here. I think it's getting something from a cinema experience that you're not able to get from the home now, because we've all got these bigger televisions, or we're able to have these sort of home cinema setups. It's enabled us to sort of not have to go to the cinema and deal with sort of annoying people on sort of mobile phones and noisy people and this kind of thing. Whereas I think if they can try and create more of a different experience, people wouldn't get sidetracked onto these things, and they would get sort of focused on the experience themselves. I think it would be a good way to sort of reinvigorate cinema going, create something new, something that can be shared with others, create that social experience that we all crave as human beings. I think it's something to sort of keep our eye on, and hopefully maybe in the UK we can get like one of these globes, or sort of immersive shared experiences going forward, because I can see a lot of potential with this technology. So, have you ever been to one of these shared reality experiences? Certainly, if you're watching this in the US, I'll be interested to hear whether you've sort of seen this or been to one of these places. Have you been to the Globe in Las Vegas? What was that like? Does anyone know of anything in the UK that's kind of along these lines? I know we do have the BFI cinema in London, and I've been to that, and it's a fantastic experience. But yeah, this is something different. I'd also ask, have you been to the 4DX, with the rocking chairs and this sort of smoke and rain and this kind of thing. What did you think of that? Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments. So hope you've enjoyed the video, and like I say, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy these chats, there'll be a playlist coming up, so click on that playlist, and like I say, click on that QR code that I'll pop up as well. Come and subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on the telly, or hit that subscribe button down below. Be really great as well if you can give us a thumbs up. That helps out the channel and tells YouTube that you like these sorts of videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.